All right, y'all. I know everyone's been waiting for this, so here goes. How I became addicted to opiates at just 19 years old. I had met a man. I was head over heels in love. His parents helped us get a house. We both worked. Things were perfect. I ended up getting pregnant. He didn't want the baby at first. I did. He even left me over it. And then about 4 months in, he realized that he was a piece of shit for that. And we got back together. Everything was perfect again. I had a great pregnancy, no complications. Everything seemed great. Although towards the end of my pregnancy, I started having really bad headaches, and my doctor prescribed me Percocet. I think I took maybe one or two. Obviously didn't feel comfortable doing that during my pregnancy, and, Tylenol was fine. Fast forward a little bit, my daughter was born. Everything was fine, although I did have to have an emergency C-section. Everything ended up being perfect. Nothing was wrong. She was, 6'3", 19 and a half inches long, healthy. Everything was great. I did, on the other hand, get prescribed Percocet to take home from the hospital because of my C-section, which is not uncommon at all. I really didn't take a whole lot of them. Tylenol and Motrin worked just fine for me, so I had put the bottle up in the cabinet, forgot all about it. First month goes by, second month goes by, everything's great, we have a new baby. He worked a lot of hours, stayed out late for work a lot of the time. He liked to also go to the casino after work. At my age, I had no idea that was an issue, okay? After a while, he would stay out later and later. Before I knew it, he was staying out all night long, coming home, kind of acting off. I was very, very naive. I had a new baby. I was in love. You're a lot of blind when you're in that situation at my age. Let's not forget inexperienced and, naive to certain drugs and behaviors and things like that. So we're around 2 months now. Baby's about 2 months old, and it's time for me to go back to work. Baby is at his parents' house, and I go back to work at Honey Tree Cafe, which is a little restaurant, and it's just a few hours in the evening, and a lot of time I would leave for work before he would even get home from work. So I went back. It was my first night, and everything was fine. On my second night back, I took the baby to his parents. Then I went to work, and we really weren't that busy, so they ended up letting me go ahead and go home early. So I wanted to go get my daughter and go home. Y'all, what I walked into, I would have never in a million years guessed or thought. All right, come back for part 2.